Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third day of games here in the GGvision Liquid Colosseum, featuring, of course, our pro gamer Gladiator of this week, HayprO Hussein, a member of the international bunch of super dudes that are Team Liquid, here spawning as the blue Zerg in the upper right starting position of Shakura's Plateau, the newer version of this map, versus his opponent and challenger in the arena today, EmpireKas, as the red Terran here in the opposite corner. He is very well known for his intensive laddering. EmpireKas, a Ukrainian pro gamer who made a huge name for himself in the Team Liquid Star League, concluded a couple of months ago, and is truly a favorite of mine. One of the most interesting Terran players in Europe. As I said, famous for playing so much games on the ladder rather than intently practicing custom games versus selected practice partners. How that will impact his play versus HayprO in this match, I do not know, but he's a very accomplished Terran and a very deadly foe indeed. This will be an interesting match, ladies and gentlemen. As always, the GGvision Liquid Colosseum offers you unique matches based on exclusive replays afforded to GGvision.tv directly from Team Liquid Pro. These have not been seen or casted by anyone anywhere else. Here we now see a quick barracks going down at an interesting placement by EmpireKas. Rather than building it at the ramp where it can provide defense as well as prevent scouting units from getting in, he's placing it very close to his command center and going for a quick gas as well. This is interesting. This is perhaps a more aggressive opening, allowing the SCV to get there quicker, hence being able to more quickly transfer funds rather than placing it more defensively and more far away. Meanwhile, we see HayprO going for the very opposite option, going for very quick, fast expansion without scouting Kas really. Only now is the Overlord getting here, and he will be able to see this interesting barracks placement, maybe even the early gas. And this is very useful for HayprO. The fast expansion, this is a big map, so you can often get away with it even if the Terran is aggressive early, which Kas may want to be. This is an interesting opening indeed, quite unorthodox, but still it is a risk going for fast expansion. I do believe this Overlord will make it out. He won't be killed by this Marine today. Good for HayprO, bad for Kas. But hopefully HayprO can do some interesting responses to this. This scouting drone will be able to get in. See, this is the danger of not placing your barracks at the ramp. And this would at the very least told Kas that this drone got in. Right now he's completely unawares whilst building a factory and a second gas. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks like a Banshee opening to me. The second gas and the fact that there's no add-on building on this barracks would imply that there won't be Hellions coming out of this factory. There will be a starport following it on the other hand. And this scouting drone is still alive, and if he travels eastwards he could see this happening before it hits HayprO in the face. It could be very useful indeed for HayprO to know this, because as of yet he is going for only economy and only now constructing a queen, actually a queen at each base. And this drone is still alive and kicking. And now we do see the starport being constructed. HayprO, he needs to make himself aware of this. It seems like EmpireKas, his star senses are tingling though. He feels that there's a presence, there's a disturbance in the force, and now he manages to take this drone out. Very good for Kas, because HayprO is completely unawares. As you can see, he has no idea. This could be very, very harmful for a Liquid player and Gladiator. These Banshees, well, they are an immense threat if not counted properly, and the scouting and circling did not get in. EmpireKas desperately do not want HayprO to know what's going on. There's a circling here that could potentially sneak in. Kas do not know about it, but again he feels a disturbance in the force. He knows that there's a circling, he can feel it, and it seems like the circling will get up. Kas wanted to prevent precisely this from happening, because now HayprO, he knows what's going on. He sees the tech lab on the starport, he sees that it's building, he knows that Banshees are coming. This circling will now quickly be dispatched though, but that does not matter. HayprO is aware of the incoming threat. And what do I see here, ladies and gentlemen? A fusion core building. This is insane. Banshees, fusion core, quick battle cruisers. This is crazy. This is Ukrainian menace coming straight out of EmpireKas, who, similarly to HayprO, is a Ukrainian and hence capable of special tactics. This could be dangerous. However, Liquid HayprO is aware of, at the very least, the incoming Banshees, and these Queens will be able to prevent this one from doing too much damage, sniping only a creep tumor, which interestingly counts as a kill, while also having constructed an evolution chamber and building spore crawlers here at his main base as well as at his expansion, and going for heavy gas now. But does he know about the fusion core? He's got an overload position, he does not know, but if he travels just in here, he will. And Banshees, yeah, you do see that now and then, more Banshees coming, by the way, but quick battle cruisers, that's a pain. It's a difficult thing to counter if you're not aware. Hydras are good, Queens are good, but will they have enough in time? I don't know. We'll just have to see whether CAS will actually build battle cruisers. A second Banshee has joined the first one, and they're out for blood. We have one Spore Crawler and 2 Queens. With transfusion, they should be okay, but they're low on energy. They're very low on energy. They can't transfuse right now. For the moment they seem to be safe, but some drones are sniped, and this Queen will go down. HayprO losing 1 Queen. This is bad. This is really bad. There's a 3rd Queen joining, and for the moment the Banshee threat is repelled, but CAS managed to take down 2 Queens while building a battle cruiser. This is crazy. This is special tactics, if anything, and I know the White Raw lovers will hate me for saying it, but this is special, and these are tactics, and CAS is Ukrainian, so I'm entitled to say special tactics once again, because this is crazy good. CAS even repairing his Banshees, he will clearly use them together with this battle cruiser. Meanwhile, we see Infestation Pit going down somewhere for HayprO, and I think I saw an Hydralisk down earlier. Yes, indeed. Infestation Pit and Hydralisks will be able to repel this threat, maybe. Looking here at the units tab, though, we have nothing that can shoot up besides from 3 Queens as of yet. We need those Hydralisks if we're cheering for HayprO. He's looking to go... HayprO manages to see the battle cruiser. This is crucial information. This will delay the attack by very precious seconds, but still I see no Hydralisks on the way. Hydralisk upgrade, sure, but this is dangerous, very much dangerous. A 4th Queen already on the way, repositioning his Spore Crawler. That's all good and well, but this is a very serious threat. No more battle cruisers are being built over CAS, so he's countering on this one, making a lot of damage, meanwhile expanding behind it like a boss. Very good indeed. Sniping drones are the Banshees, and these Queens, they can't really do much towards his battle cruiser. He's even ignoring the Spore Crawler fire. Like a boss, that one also. Sniping 1 Queen in illustrious fashion, killing drones and overlords. This base is now completely empty of drones. They evacuated, and by now there are Hydralisks in production, but they're getting killed as they spawn. This battle cruiser, however, is taking a lot of fire and is killed by a Hydralisk. They are very good, much better than in Brood War, clearly. So the battle cruiser threat was averted. Here we see now CAS managed to kill 12 workers and in total 27 units. At least 3 Queens have been killed so far. And he has already saturated his expansion. Meanwhile, HayprO is simply countering economy loss with future economy gain, having constructed his 3rd base and 2nd expansion already transferring drones and never stopping to spread the creep like a boss. His Korean Zerg training truly showing here, being able to multitask and being aware of all the conflicting things a player need to be aware of. Siege mode, Stimpack, various Terran upgrades on the way, as well as pathogen glands for HayprO's infestors. Looking at the economy tab, despite the gruesome damage that he took, he is ahead in harvesters, 51 to 47. So HayprO clinging in there despite CAS's interesting special tactics. Now constructing Baling Nest and Macro Hatchery whilst a Marine drop taking place at the same time. This Queen is looking hurt, but these reinforcements will be able to prevent too many losses from happening to HayprO. CAS should definitely evacuate his troops while he can, managing to escape with 2 Marines and killing a couple of drones indeed. Now we're up to 14 workers killed, so 2 drones killed in that attack. That's definitely a victory for HayprO. This medevac continuing to be a nuisance. Surely there will be another attack coming. These Hydras actually managing to snipe it. Hydralisks are so good on creep, already with 1 attack upgrade as well. And you can see that they are fairly even in harvesters, though of course with mules. That would put CaesAR ahead on the mineral intake. Here we see another medevac drop, only with 6 Marines coming. HayprO is completely aware of it. He should, we can see on the minimap how he's transferring troops, killing one Overlord, but I don't think this drop will do too much damage, and it seems like Cass already found that out for himself. This time managing to escape, and it won't be sniped just yet. Moving out here with Marines and tanks who got siege mode by now. Stimpack not yet finished, it will finish momentarily, as well as some other upgrades. Meanwhile, we see HayprO already going for Baneling speed, and this is a hatchery actually has defensive capabilities, providing fodder, and building a 4th base already here at the 6 or 5:30-ish o'clock, killing creep tumors as he goes along. That's crucial to do. Wasting scans very well there, and being able to snipe the entire Overlord farm of HayprO. This is extremely detrimental, down to extremely negative supply, 113 to the 80 he has left. A very prestigious defeat there for HayprO, a rather prestigious win for EmpireKas. Banelings, however, preventing the Marines from inflicting too much damage. And again, I think displacement of the hatchery is good, both for its macro capacity as well as the defense, making a buffer. And here we do see the Hydras and Banelings completely obliterating what was standing of EmpireKas' push here. He spread out his forces, he got greedy and hoped to find a completely undefended and squishy expansion down here, but instead he spread out his troops and lost them in the process. So HayprO, despite that interesting early harassment with battle cruisers and banshees, looking quite good. We see armory now going up and infestors being constructed, as well as upgrades and other units for Liquid HayprO. Cass is definitely transitioning into a heavy bio army with tank support. Probably Thor's coming whenever he senses Mutalisks in the air, and going for, of course, this is his 3rd base. He established this not too long ago, going for a 4th one, but Zerglings already being there, they will force a cancel, or that was actually a cancel, did not manage to destroy it, but at the very least he delayed this expansion by precious minutes. So HayprO, on top of his game, at his own 4th base, is already close to being fully saturated, building gas and going for burrow upgrade. We saw that being very, very effective in the last game, day 2, at Shattered Temple versus Danish player Joey. I recommend you watch that beautiful infestor play, and it seems like we will be seeing precisely that this time around as well. Seems like HayprO is positioning units here to stop drops from happening. Again, this is the new version of Shakura's Plateau. There are no rocks, there's no ramp here, but you can always be medevac dropped. That is one thing for certain. Taking a look here in Cass's base, we see immense infrastructure taking place, or rather already being there. A bunch of barracks and 2 factories, no more starport. Seems like he has foregone the battlecruiser production for now. Double medevac drop on the way, though HayprO is aware. He's got beautiful Overlord spreadage and is completely aware of everything, it seems like. But these drones, well, they seem to be just safe because... yes, Cass has beautiful star sense indeed. He knows when it's a very bad idea to drop, and he's already lost so many forces due to, well, his own fault really. He shouldn't have spread them out, and he should have taken it more carefully there. Here's that drop that I was talking about earlier. HayprO has got the forces here positioned already, and with Fungal Growth, these things happen. A completely deflected drop. A second one now taking place, but again, oh man, HayprO is just so on the ball. This is Korean training for you in a nutshell, being able to take down these drops with minimal losses and maximum gain. Beautiful done by HayprO, I must say, whilst finishing his hive. Very spectacularly, you could think he planned it. And an Ultilis Cavern and Spire being put down the moment hive finishes. Probably more of a coincidence, but nevertheless epic. This is looking like a very memorable TVC indeed, one to tell your grandchildren about. More barracks being constructed all over the place by Cass, and building turrets, interestingly, in the middle of the map. This reminds me of old school Brood War, with Terran hard pushes cutting the map in half. Nowadays, of course, Zergs have creep and the capacity to build 8 spine crawlers at once in the middle. These will be taken down though. And Cass again wanting to create a presence here in the middle of the map, and it really needs to do that. The Terran War Machine works best when it is hard pushing a Zerg opponent, and you can't just stay in your base. You need to slowly but steadily grind your opponent down. Very beautifully placing tanks here on the high ground ledges. That is something that we haven't seen as much as we ought to on this map, but never mind! Banelings, fungal growths and neural parasites again neutralizing whatever was standing of Cass's once so glorious army. Just look at the carnage created by Liquid HayprO and neural parasiting these tanks so effectively. The positioning, the decision making, it is pristine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is again how you take down a Terran opponent. We saw it at day 1 at Selnaga Caverns when HayprO was fighting Korean Air, also I believe a Ukrainian pro gamer, and Neural Parasite. That is clearly the new way of combating Terran tank pushes. Of course, it's always been there, but it's only recently I feel that it's been used effectively. EmpireKas now got a Viking Armada out to chase down Overlords and taking a 5th base here in this pocket expansion and a 6th one here in the natural. Very beautiful indeed. No player is out of the game as of yet, but there's so much happening. Marine here being able to look out, and it seems like Kas is very conscious about the fact that HayprO's got Overlords all over the place, and a Nidus Worm. Kas should know about it, and if he lands these Vikings, he will be able to take it down. But still, we see Nidus Worms being deployed, and an attack happening in the middle. Ultralisks are in the fray, not yet with their complete upgrades, but still very, very powerful. Fungal Growth and Neural Parasite again, and Hydralisk backing it up. A very powerful unit composition, and another Nidus Worm being deployed right there in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, it may not have worked this time, but it sure as hell was spectacular. And HayprO, he seems to actually have won this battle. He's coming again with further reinforcement. 6 Ultralisks with Infestors, completely slicing and dicing through the remaining forces of EmpireKas. I don't know if the Ukrainian menace have anything left to challenge this with. His Ultralisks, HayprO's Ultralisks, are up in Kas's business like never before, and this is a terrible yet beautiful sight to behold. Ventral sacks being upgraded, so we will see drops happening if this continues, and further reinforcements on the way, and HayprO like a boss. Again, a Nidus Worm in the middle. Why walk all over the map when you can just put a worm right there smack bang in the middle? Meanwhile, we see Kas not being out of it yet. He's got so many mining bases still standing, and he's got construction facilities all over the place as well. At least 2 barracks over here and a Ghost Academy. These Ultralisks, however, will be able to deny yet another Terran base, and I don't think too many SCVs will make it out alive either. These Vikings hanging uselessly in the air. Clearly Kas had hoped for or anticipated Broodlords, and HayprO with his superior star sense just denied that with Ultralisks, Nidus Worms and Neural Parasite. And here we see, more as a desperation move, Kas making use of this earlier fusion core with battle cruisers, but they're being Neural Parasited. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but this may be the 3rd or 4th time at most that I see a Neural Parasited battle cruiser, and especially not as a joke, but as a genuine thing happening in the middle of battle. Infested Terrans will be able to, if not kill it, then at least injure it halfway, and another Neural Parasite could definitely serve HayprO very well right now. Neural Parasite turning out to be a very, very powerful weapon in the Zerg arsenal. We see more and more Infestor usage that simply use the Infestor as an attacking unit in and by itself. Many people call it Imba, I call it interesting. This base also being denied, and again this Nidus Worm presence continues here in the middle, and this battle cruiser hanging out. Another Neural Parasite from HayprO should be able to deal with it quite well, and Ultralisk just chopping up this pocket expansion of EmpireKas. A second battle cruiser now up, and he should be able to deny this threat for now, but as of right now he's only mining from this shattered base as well as this lower pocket expansion, and this Ultralisk that can just take so much hurt. 5-3, that is a very, very mean Ultralisk, fully upgraded Ultralisk, and another Neural Parasite on the second battle cruiser, and now HayprO has got Corruptors as well as Infested Terrans, and to me EmpireKas looks pretty doomed. But it's okay to be doomed when it's such a spectacular kind of doom. The Corruptor slicing and dicing the Medivacs, Fungal Growths just making mincemeat out of these reinforcements, and these Infestors, they could definitely die quite easily. But never mind, HayprO's economy is roaring. He's got 2.5k in the bank, but his gas he's keeping it low. He's all expanded over here, and EmpireKas actually very carefully, or smartly rather, has taken the lower 6 o'clock expansion. This one remains the only one that hasn't been touched yet, and as I say that, HayprO wanting to place a hatchery right there. Broodlords now happening. Every unit, it seems like, of the Zerg arsenal, and almost the Terran arsenal as well, has been used in this game. And even though HayprO is taking horrific losses, he can afford to do so. Just take a look at the production tab, 40 Zerglings, that may result in 40 Banelings, but at the same time, Kas is holding his own. He's currently not really mining much, but nevertheless, HayprO will be surprised by this. He had hoped to take this expansion as well as he's doing here at the 12 o'clock, but I'm pretty sure that those 40 Zerglings we saw a second ago will have something to say about that. And I want to see all of these turn into Banelings right now, just for the fun of it. But this expansion will be denied by Kas. Currently only got here at the 9 o'clock and the pocket expansion next to it, and he has no ability to really defend it very well. These Marines will be able to provide some cover, but when the Ultralisks arrive, also this territory will belong to HayprO. Meanwhile, we see a humongous Zerg force of Cracklings, fully upgraded Cracklings, Infestors en masse, and 3 Ultralisks just there as mascots to cheer them up. This, my ladies and gentlemen, has been one of the most spectacular games ever featured in the GGvision Colosseum here on this channel. The Zerglings can't get in. This is hilarious, but also terrible if you're a Ukrainian citizen or a Terran player. There's so much blue on the map. EmpireKas going for a last-ditch effort, wanting to take down this expansion, but HayprO is all over him. Fungal Growth, this Thor not being neural parasited, perhaps out of kindness, but nevertheless, this has been deflected. Neural parasiting instead the Medivacs, rather the Vikings, and landing them so that they can be easily killed by the units. This is adding insult to injury, but what a beautiful insult that is. 1 Medivac remaining, and HayprO leaves it hanging there just for good measure. Marines and medics now crashing into this base, but what the good will it ever do? EmpireKas has been soundly defeated in spectacular fashion, but oh man, what a fashion. This has been glorious to behold, ladies and gentlemen. As epic games go, this is way up there, I dare to say. I hope you liked it. If so, stay tuned for another one coming out tomorrow, featuring Liquid HayprO again against a new opponent here at the GGvision Liquid Colosseum. Stay tuned for day 4, and GG and out.
Adjutant online.